That's not how you win a game 5. It's how you lose it. It's how you squander an opportunity, and it's how you play terrible for 3 of the 4 quarters. We have to start getting serious about Rick Carlisle once again. So, Rick showed once again that his rotations are awful. When his starters play incredible for almost the whole first quarter, he takes them all out. I'll be honest, when you're in a game where you can secure the next round, you gotta play your guys when they are on fire. Halliburton and Turner were on fire. Siakam not playing good. Who do you keep in? Crazy question. Let's go. If you're a coach, who do you keep in? Those 2 guys are on fire. Siakam's not doing good. Do you take out Siakam, keep in Turner and Halliburton, or keep in one of them? Or do you take out both of them and keep in Siakam, who's super cold? If you said Siakam, then you're probably Rick Carlisle. And if you're Rick Carlisle, I'm not mad at you. But I might, and I've said this before over and over again on the channel, the game might pass you by. I said last year at the end of the year, my end of the year review, that I love the young team. I thought they did great. But the rotations and defensive scheming was bad. Defensive scheming got fixed after the All-Star break. Except it didn't. For the most part, Bobby Portis and Pat Bev even had killer games in the paint. Because once Miles Turner goes out, there is no paint defense. Jalen Smith and Isaiah Jackson just aren't getting the playing time. When rotations happen and you're playing small, Obi Toppin, as good as he's been on offense, can't play great defense. And Rick, you know that. So Game 5 is not only a disaster, but it could be a series-changing disaster. And you're thinking that Pacer fans are overreacting. Maybe Game 6 comes out, Pacers play amazing. It's next round. We're cool. But these are things that even if the Pacers win tomorrow night, good luck against New York or Philadelphia. Because you're going to be going against Jalen Brunson, who's a great slashing point guard, 10 million times better than Pat Bev, or you're going to be going against Joel Embiid, who's one of the best point scorer and foul baiting centers in the league. This is a thing that if it doesn't get fixed right now, not only will you maybe lose to the Bucks in 7, but you could lose to Philadelphia or New York. This is a disaster. Terrible. You keep your starters in, Rick. It is basically win and in for the next round. You don't sit Halliburton 8 minutes into the first quarter. You didn't play the whole thing. Kind of like you did those final games of the season. Interesting, because you needed all those wins, right? So you played Halliburton the whole first quarter, even sometimes beginning the second. But now you're sitting him with 4 minutes left and you're playing Siakam, which, look, I love Siakam, Rick. But once again, and we talked about this a while ago in the Nets disaster, guys, that you had, Rick. Again, Dowdy's watching, whatever. But for fans, just so you realize this is what I feel like. And you're thinking, well, man, it's the players, too. They didn't play with... No, guys, players played with energy, but when they were put in and had the ability to. I love McConnell and I love the bench. But when you are playing the bench in key parts of the first quarter or early in the fourth quarter, like every dang game, okay? It's not very smart. This is the playoffs. I thought eventually Rick was going to let Tyrese, Turner, and Siakam play a whole fourth quarter. Every other coach does. And you're thinking, well, he's not every other coach because he's so great. No, he's really not. He's really not. And I hate to say this, but again, this Pacer team is very good. Carlisle's not a championship coach anymore. He was. He was very much helped by Dirk Nowitzki with his crazy run. But what Rick doesn't realize is this is a team that he's not going to be built out by talent. He needs to help them out too. They're young. Outside of Turner and Siakam, they are all super duper young. So you're wanting these guys to really rally around each other, but you're not leaving them in the game. It's a disaster. Trash coaching is what the thumbnail says, and I stand by that. I'm not backing down from what I'm saying. I've said it all year. I've said it last year. I said it from the beginning of last year. And until Carlisle changes things or gets out of town, Indiana is going to have a very tough time getting to an Eastern Conference final or getting to a finals. And even if they do get to one of those, winning those series. Time is ticking, Indy. Let's not make a wrong decision. Let's go get a different coach. I know he's under contract, so maybe you got to keep him for another year, but it's a disaster. Terrible game. And one more thing. Anybody going to Game 6, if you're listening right now, show the bleep up. Bleeping myself, but you know what I mean. Show up. Show up, go crazy. I'm not there. Tyler ain't there. Adrian ain't there. My friends, you know what I mean? You need to show up. You need to go crazy. You need to boo crazy at the Bucks. You need the Bobby Suck chance. We need the Miles Turner awesome chance. Like, he's all, you know, we need Tyrese MVP chance. We need it all. All right? Fans, they're going to Game 6. Go crazy. And remember, go Pacers. I bleed gold. I bleed blue. And we go basketball here. Indy, baby.